Some parks are known because of the great quantity of roller coasters that they have, but you don't have to have tons of roller coasters to be a pretty sweet park. So today, we're going to look at the 10 best parks that only have one roller coaster, and let's start that list with number 10, Galveston Island Historic Pleasure Pier, located in Galveston, Texas. This park opened in 2012, and its one coaster, Iron Shark, which is a Grosseau Eurofighter, opened with the park in 2012. With a speed of 52 miles an hour, a height of 100 feet, a length of 1,200 feet and 3 inversions, this is a short but sweet coaster. Since they're a boardwalk park, they have to be really careful about space, and Iron Shark is definitely the biggest ride that they have on offer. The rest of the park isn't too noteworthy outside of the location in my opinion, but a boardwalk park's location is always pretty sweet. Number 9, Pacific Park, located in Santa Monica, California. This is possibly one of the most iconic parks you might not know the name for, and that also goes for the roller coaster, the Santa Monica West Coaster. This coaster is on the smaller side, featuring 2 large helixes, a couple of airtime hills, along with 35 miles an hour of speed and 1,300 feet of track. This park also has a Ferris wheel that's pretty famous, and I think overall, even though I haven't visited this or Galveston Pleasure Pier, the offerings look a tiny bit better at Pacific Park, despite the fact that Iron Shark is a better coaster. Pacific Park is a classic, and there's a good chance that if you watch an LA sporting event, you will see this park on some sort of drone shot. It happens almost every single time, and for good reason. Number 8, Kemah Boardwalk, located in Kemah, Texas. Here is yet another boardwalk park, and spoiler, it's not the last one on the list. It makes sense too why we're seeing these parks pop up, because they are tight on space and some of them only have room for one roller coaster. Kemah Boardwalk's one coaster is the best one we've seen so far. It's darn good, and it's Boardwalk Bullet, a 96 foot tall, 51 mile an hour, 3,200 foot long coaster. I have absolutely no idea how they managed to get that much ride into that little space. It wraps all the way around itself, and it's a fantastic layout. Truly, it looks like a superb wooden coaster, but outside of that, Kemah Boardwalk really doesn't have a lot to offer, but because of how great Boardwalk Bullet looks, I'm giving this park the benefit of the doubt and bumping it up a couple of spots to number 8. Number 7, Bay Beach Amusement Park, located in Green Bay, Wisconsin. This is a weird one, half public park, half amusement park. This results in a very different feel from your traditional amusement park, but it looks really cool, and they also have a star coaster, Zippin' Pippin. As you may know, this coaster is based off the old Zippin' Pippin at Liberty Land in Tennessee, which was Elvis Presley's favorite ride. As far as the current Zippin' Pippin is concerned, it has 2,300 feet of track, a height of 70 feet, and a speed of 42 miles an hour. Also, awesomely, this coaster only costs $1 to ride. You heard me, $1 to ride. That's pretty sweet. At a pay-per-ride park, and in a world where any coaster this size would cost upwards of $7, $8, $9, $10 at other parks, getting a ride on a coaster this good for $1 is sensational. Number 6, Prairie Playland, located in Grand Prairie, Texas. This park almost went 50 years without getting their first coaster, but they finally got one in 2022. Interestingly, it's attached to the Traders Village Flea Market, and it features multiple rides, including an awesome looking drop tower, and of course, the star is Prairie Screamer. This E&F Miler coaster features 2,600 feet of track, a height of 90 feet, and a speed of 50 miles an hour, and there are airtime hills galore. This ride is a bunch of drops, and if you sit in the back row, while the airtime might be a little bit janky, it should be good. This park is located just a couple of minutes down the road from Six Flags Over Texas and Arlington, so if you're in the area and you have time, give it a go. Number 5, Belmont Park, located in San Diego, California. Not too dissimilar from Prairie Playland, this park is really close to SeaWorld San Diego. Unlike Prairie Playland though, which just got their coaster in 2022, Belmont has had theirs since 1925 in the Giant Dipper. Is this coaster as good as the version at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk up coast? I don't think so, but it's still an absolute classic and the absolute icon of this park. Like Santa Cruz, Belmont would not feel the same if they didn't have Giant Dipper right there in the middle of the park. Number 4, Sea Paradise, located in Japan. Hey, we're going outside of America for this one, for a really interesting park with a really interesting location. The coaster is none other than Surf Coaster Leviathan, which is a togo that originally opened in 1993 and has a majority of its layout go over the water. This looks like a pretty decent roller coaster. Apparently togos are a lot better over in Japan than they are here in the United States for whatever reason, and this one looks to have some intense helixes and airtime moments. This park also looks to have a nice log flume, and when you think about the best parks in Japan, this one goes under the radar, but it's got some stuff worth checking out. And of course, don't forget about that setting. Fantastic. Number 3, Night Valley, located in China. This park is actually part of a much bigger resort type complex, and the location looks stunning. It looks very green, it looks to have some great architecture and some great terrain, which is perfectly used by the Star Coaster, none other than Wood Coaster. This Great Coasters International creation looks like the best thing the company has ever cooked up. It's almost 5,000 feet long and it uses the terrain perfectly, weaving through trees and up and down the hillside. I don't think I'll ever have an opportunity to ride it, but this looks like an absolutely sweet coaster. Number 2, Epcot, located in Orlando, Florida. In some ways, this is the odd man out at the Walt Disney World Resort, but that does not mean it's a bad park by any means. Epcot is rightly so known for their World Showcase area, which is definitely the thing the park does best. I wish I'd been able to spend more time in those different countries, trying all the different food offerings and things like that. You can spend an entire day just going country to country and trying the different food and going on the rides, and that's a pretty awesome thing. And speaking of rides, this park has some good ones. Soarin' Around the World is a terrific flying feeder, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is a new dark ride, Frozen Ever After is a terrific boat ride, Spaceship Earth is an awesome slow-moving dark ride, and Test Track is a thrill. The latter is the fastest ride Disney has ever built, so fun fact there. But the coaster that we should talk about is, of course, none other than Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I really wish this coaster wasn't so reliant on screens, but it's not a deal breaker because it looks like a terrific coaster nonetheless. Opening in 2022, this coaster is said to have cost $500 million. This Vekoma creation featuring 5,500 feet of track, a speed of 60 miles an hour, and a good ride time as well. This park desperately needed a roller coaster, and Cosmic Rewind fills that gap and then some. And coming in at number 1, we have Disney's Animal Kingdom, also located in Orlando, Florida. This park is such a joy. Animal Kingdom is one of the most beautiful theme parks on the planet, and their coaster's pretty darn good too, Expedition Everest Legend of the Forbidden Mountain. This one is said to have cost $100 million, and it's super well themed from the first moment you step into the queue till you hit the final brakes. It also has that backwards helix in the dark that's surprisingly intense to go along with some of the more traditional maneuvers. Such a fun coaster. Animal Kingdom's ride lineup is small, but they've got quality. Kilimanjaro Safari is close to a one-of-a-kind experience in a theme park. There aren't too many safaris at theme parks out there. And while it's still around, I think Dinosaur is a pretty decent attraction. Over in Pandora, Navi River Journey is a little bit short, but that animatronic at the end makes the experience. And of course, don't forget about Avatar Flight of Passage, one of the most well-known simulators, and for good reason. This thing is beautiful. I think any good theme park needs a really solid ride collection to be considered one of the best, and I think Animal Kingdom does, but it's the atmosphere of the park that puts it above a lot of the other parks I've been to. It's so green, which is a really nice contrast to the concrete jungles I'm used to at other amusement and theme parks. So because of that and the exceptional theming, I think it's the best park in the world that only has one roller coaster, at least for now. So there you have it, the top 10 parks in the world that just have one roller coaster. Let me know if I missed one down in the comment section below, because that is very, very possible. I think that's applicable to European and Asian parks especially. And if you're new here, I'd appreciate you giving this video a like and subscribing if you haven't already. But we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again.